What's up, y'all? It's Vern, resident film critic for the Gambia, with another episode of Two Movies, One Plot, where I take two films that were released around the same time with similar plot elements or story arcs, and I break them down to see which one's just a little bit better than the other. Warning, because I will be reviewing both these movies in detail, there will be spoilers. Alright, the first movie on this list is Armageddon. Everyone remembers Armageddon. Came out in 1998. Stars a bunch of drillers who are sent to an asteroid that's about to collide with the Earth. It was directed by Michael, why do we keep letting him make movies, Bay. It was made for a budget of $140 million, and at the box office, it made a $553 million. This one is more of a comedy, adventure type film. You have an all-star cast. You have Bruce Willis, you have Billy Bob Thornton, Liv Tyler, Owen Wilson, Michael Clark Duncan. The astronaut guy's been in everything. I'm forgetting his name now. Generic president, which we always love in these movies. Just generic president who was that, may God have mercy on our souls type films. But everyone remembers this one because it had really crazy elements of, Mark Curry almost getting killed by an asteroid in the beginning. Eddie Griffin lost his dog also, which is very weird to have the two black comedians at the beginning of the film and then very few black people anywhere else. And one of my favorite scenes is when the drillers ask for their restitution for helping, not paying taxes anymore, spending a summer in the White House, getting some friends made legal citizens without any questions, and parking tickets getting removed because we always have unpaid parking tickets. Second movie on this list is Deep Impact, also released in 1998, made for a budget of $75 million, and that one made $349 million. This one was directed by Mimi Leader. Yes, a female was directing, and we've had female directors for a very long time. This has a similar element. Instead, it's a killer comet coming to Earth. But this one, instead of 17 days, we have over 2 years to be prepared for this one. This has President Morgan Freeman, Elijah Woods, who's the young man who first discovers the comet's going to hit us, and Robert Duvall is one of the astronauts who was sent, actual astronauts, not random people, sent to the comet to do the very same thing of drill, put a bomb, make it explode. Alright, it's easy to see how similar these two films are. They're both about objects from space hurling towards Earth, and people having to land, drill a hole, and explode them before a certain point in time. Now, the major difference is the implausibility of the two films. In Armageddon, we're practically given about only 17 days to do everything. In Deep Impact, it's about almost 2 years. It actually involves a big, giant, huge government cover-up about making an ark to save some people and having reporters, because I didn't mention Taylor Leone, she's in Deep Impact as a reporter who discovers ELE, an extinction level event. I also didn't mention Ben Affleck in Armageddon because he is primarily there to be part of the romantic subplot of Liv Tyler, Bruce Willis's daughter, and him, which makes no sense to me in the sense of making it such a huge plot element versus Elijah Wood and Leah Sobieski, I'm very bad at pronunciation, and their love story in Deep Impact. He's just a young teenager, and because he becomes famous by doing this, he and his family are given free tickets to the ark that's being built in Missouri to save some people. He really likes his high school crush, that he actually goes and gets married to her, hoping that he'd be able to bring her family along. That's more emotional resonance for me personally, since that film is more about the people and how some people respond to this event and how people come together. Another major difference, yet similar, is the training for the astronauts that are going to space. In Armageddon, it's oil drillers who are sent to drill and blow up the asteroid. And they're only given 17 days to learn how to use all these different tools. A way they try to get around it is saying that how the government stole Bruce Willis, who's the head oil driller, his plans on how to drill, so he kind of knows what he's doing. And the other one, it's a full team of actual astronauts who know what they're doing and have been training for almost a year on how to do this, which leads more credence to just the how it would work if this ever happened in real life. Another big issue for me is the fact that they still sent civilians to space. Even if they said they could quote unquote survive the training, there's a element that they actually put in Armageddon where Steve Buscemi, also in Armageddon, gets what they call space madness because he looks back and sees Earth and kind of freaks him out. Astronauts go through a lot of psychological training before they go to space, and a lot of them come back talking about this thing called the observer effect, and where once they see the planet from a large distance, they start to realize we're all connected, which is a major element in Deep Impact and not even discussed in Armageddon. We barely see how the rest of the world really responds to it, except for everyone at the end gathering on radios in 1998 for some reason, hearing about the success and the launch of the two space shuttles. It just feels very disconnected to me to have an extinction level event to destroy the entire world, and the only time we see anywhere else is when a piece of the asteroid breaks off and destroys part of China. In Deep Impact, we hear that the Russians and everyone is getting together to actually build this rocket. So it is a joint effort of humanity to send NASA astronauts to save everyone. Also, Morgan Freeman as president makes it so much better than just a generic white guy they had. He spoke to the people. He actually had many speeches talking to people, saying like, oh, this is what's going on. There was a lottery system they actually create in Deep Impact, where people with certain social security numbers, after they pick the scientist who they want to put in the United States arc, will get to go in this arc also. So you get to see people from all over, at least the United States, wondering, are they going to get the phone call? And Tanya Leone's mother, actually, when she finds out that people over, I believe, the age of 60 wouldn't be picked no matter what, unless they're scientists, actually goes and commits suicide, which is another emotional thing that happens. Although most people remember Armageddon, Deep Impact, for lack of a better word, is more impactful. It is something that, you get to see both aspects of it. The comet is destroyed, so the major part isn't going to destroy us, but another part does hit. It destroys, the waters hit all the way up, it hits the East Coast, and a final scene, you see the Capitol building's been washed away. So you get this final, denouement, the president actually speaking on the steps of the Capitol building saying, we will rebuild. So you get the actual impact. You get that disaster movie feeling of, wow, this thing hit the earth and look at all this damage. But you still get the hope that people will rebuild because they were able to get together the first time, that there is hope. Armageddon is just, all right, it didn't happen, and people clap, and one of the guys reunites with his son, and everyone cries because Bruce Willis dies, and okay, cool, but nobody cares. The end of Armageddon is their wedding, and all it is a bunch of photos of people who died. The end of Deep Impact is literally the president speaking to the world saying, we will rebuild. So at least it ends on a higher note than just some montage of people eating cake. So, in closing, if you want a popcorn action, film that you've probably already seen, Armageddon is your choice. But if you'd like to see something a little bit different, a little bit more drama, just a different take on a kind of old trope, if you haven't, I'd say still check out Deep Impact. This has been Vern for 2 Movies, 1 Plot in the Gambia. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, and if you know of any movies that are very similar that you want to hear me talk about, let me know about it. Take care.
Hey folks, if you enjoyed that video, you'll probably like our other stuff. So make sure to go check that out on our channel. And while you're there, please make sure to subscribe so you can see what we have cooking up for you. Won't you come join our Gambia? You'll be glad you did.